So I'm sat here in my sunny kitchen in a very Welsh part of Wales and feeling like I've so much that wants to be shared. There's so much that wants to be shared through me. So much. It's like there's this like abundance of energy, aliveness, inspiration, information. I'm like this enormous highway or something, and just wants to be shared. And I'm sat here, as I say, in my kitchen, pressing record, starting, stopping, starting, stopping, changing, da 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 da. There's so much that wants to be shared with the world, and where to start, where to begin, where to continue, where to continue from. So I'm in this super awesome, like fucking fantastic space in my life right now. I mean, it's just beyond. As many of you know, I've spent the last 6 years as a mum, like totally focused on raising my children. And I've loved that, and I've been completely, like dedicated to it. I've been in flow with it. It's been exhilarating and uplifting, inspiring, devastating, empowering, disempowering at times. And I'm at a point now where I can just park it. I'm a single mum. A happy, fulfilled single mum. Feels really good to say that, right? It feels really great to honestly say that. I am a happy, contented single mum. I've got no complaints. 0 complaints. And I'm at a point in my life where I can park the parenting. I've put in the dedicated hard yards at the beginning. And I had a sense that at some point it was all going to come good and it was all going to be worth it. And it's now. I'm experiencing it now. The parenting just does itself. The children just do themselves now. The children do themselves. I'm not talking about the practical things like driving them to school, making them dinner, getting them dressed, asking them to do the same thing about 20 times because they're not able to focus, Not talking about those things. I guess I'm talking about the emotional stuff and the energetic stuff, the stuff that, goes on mostly in the background. They take care of themselves, which frees me up. I'm freed up to follow what I'm called to do now, which is coaching. For me, it's like the next step. I used to work as an occupational therapist, and just today I've been reminded of, I've had some exquisite moments with people whilst working as an occupational therapist. Just sublime moments with ordinary, but actually we're all extraordinary people. And it's that aspect that I wouldn't, not necessarily missed, but it's that aspect of occupational therapy practice that I totally vibed with, that really I got such a buzz out of. For example, I was remembering time spent in a psychiatric unit, and there were some people there that basically lived there because there was nowhere else for them to go, because they're not able to function at all independently, not at all. And there's this one lady that was basically in psychosis 24/7, like that was it. That was her world, psychosis. And she was amazing. She was just absolutely fantastic. And I was reminded of a moment when it was so quiet. It was so quiet. I was in this art therapy session with another client and the art therapist. So quiet and peaceful. And then all of a sudden, the curtains opened and June poked her head round the curtain and shouted towards me, "There she is! The fucking Queen of Sheba!" in this amazing Cockney accent. I had to kind of like stay like this. Oh, okay, yeah. But inside I was absolutely roaring with laughter. I mean, she was just a delight. And there's so many stories about her actually. But what was wonderful was that her and I actually grew a kind of rapport together, and she obviously felt some kind of safety with me, because every now and again, it happened 2-3 times actually over, I don't know, 2 months, she came out of psychosis. They call it a lucid moment. She's having a lucid moment, and she actually came into the dimension that I was in. She came into, reality, whatever you want to call it, which, it's debatable. But she met me where I was. And then she popped back again into psychosis. But that was a real kind of treat and an honour to have that connection with her. And it's that I get from coaching. It's profound. It's a profound feeling for me when I experience connection with another being on a different level, on a completely different level. And the thing about the coaching that I do, that I've been trained to do, the availability coaching, is that I'm completely detached. There's no personal attachment within the room. I have no expectations. There's no direction from me, not purposeful direction. So, there's no expectation from me. I'm basically the space holder, and I'm holding it in its absolute highest possibility. And that excites the shit out of me. I mean, it's just I imagine it's grand, but how I imagine civilization, humanity, expanding, the momentum gathering through these kinds of practices, these kinds of space holding situation. That's why I want to work with light workers or younger, adults, 18 to 35-year-olds, because they tend to be a lot more open, less rigid in their mind structures and behavioural habits, and more open to shifting through and accelerating and raising the vibration of the planet and of humanity. We have the power to change the world through connection, through honest inquiry, being fearless. Really, being fearless of all the things that we're frightened of, all the silly things that we're frightened of. You come and bring them to a session, and then you realise, well, there really wasn't anything stopping you from having the life that you truly want. And that it's okay to have what you want, what you truly want. It's happening for me. So it seems I've found something to share, which is cool. I had wanted to keep it to about 3 minutes. Yeah, well, okay, maybe another time. And I don't know, I had thought about doing a little, a short series of stuff about my experience parenting. Because I've got such a wealth of experience there as a happy, contented single mum. And that's really possible, and how that's been possible. It's, you may have heard this thing, conscious parenting, whatever that is. I was going to swear there. But yeah, whatever that is supposed to be. I mean, I guess it's being aware of why you do what you do, and being open to changing that. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's something else I could share on. Okay. Bye.